guys, welcome back. It's our last day of school this week because tomorrow is Good Friday. So this is going to be our last day to finish up our writing. So our learning target today is I can write a true story about me. Can you go ahead and say that with me? I can write a true story about me. So remember, what are these called again? Personal narratives. All right. So this week we have worked on all of the things to make our story so far. So we started out with choosing a small moment. We wrote the beginning of our stories. We wrote across 3 or more pages using transition words for the middle of our stories. And we ended our stories yesterday. So remember, I ended my stories using last or finally or a different way to end our story. We were making sure that we came off of that story mountain. So today, we're going to be working on our last 2 learning targets on our clip chart. So today we're going to be working on I can add pictures and labels to give details about my story. We're also going to be working on I can add details to my story to make it better. So you might have already added pictures throughout the week and labels, and that's okay. And you guys can see if you can find ways to make it better. So remember, a good writer is never done writing. We can always add more. So the first thing we want to do before we work on these 2 learning targets is go back and reread our story. So let's go ahead and reread the story we have so far today. All right, so this is my story from this week. Ready? One day I went to McDonald's. I was so thirsty. First, I drove up to the drive-thru. I ordered my regular, a large coffee. Then I drove up to the next window. The worker handed me a steaming hot coffee. Suddenly, I took a big drink and spit it out everywhere. Finally, I went inside and asked for more sugar. All right, so let's go back through my story and look for that first learning target that we are going to work on. And you guys can look through your stories too. I can add pictures and labels to give details about my story. All right, so I think my front page needs a little bit more work on it. Let's look at my second page. All right, so on my second page, I talked about how I drove up to the drive-thru and ordered my regular, a large coffee. So in my picture, I want to make sure that I'm doing in my picture what I wrote about down here. So I wrote about ordering a large coffee. So I drew me ordering a large coffee. And I made sure I added labels to the things to help me tell more details about my story. So I added a label to the speaker, to me, to the menu, and to my car. I also did that on the next page. And in the story, I talked about how the worker handed me a steaming hot coffee. So in my picture, I drew me with a coffee. And you can even see that it's steaming, it's hot. And I drew the worker, and I drew a label to the money so that you guys knew that I could pay for it. So see how you learned that through the picture instead of through my writing? All right, so let's work on the next learning target. I can add details to my story to make it better. So whenever I was reading through my story, I really wanted to stop at this page right here. I said, suddenly I took a big drink and spit it out everywhere. But I want to know more. Why did I spit it out everywhere? Was it gross? Was it hot? Did I need something else in it? So I'm going to add a detail to talk about why I spit it out everywhere. All right, so I added my detail. I added, it tasted bland. I forgot to order sugar. So now I know why I spit it out everywhere. I'm not asking, did she spit it out because it's hot or did she spit it out because it's gross? So do you see how adding details makes the story even better? So I wanted to look and add a detail to this page too. So my last page says, finally I went inside and asked for more sugar. All right, but did it taste better after I asked for more sugar? Are you guys wondering the same thing? All right, so let's go ahead and add a detail to this to make it even better. So I'm